Let me now bring in the Vice President of the Rule of Law Institute, Ms Merritt. Good to talk to you again, Chris.
Right.
This delay can't be good for Gladys Berejiklian, but it can't be good for justice either, can it?
Absolutely not. The point about an ICAC report, however, it is not justice. It's not part of the justice system. It's a mere investigator, similar to the police. So I think it elevates the status of ICAC's function to refer to it as part of the justice system.
Right, because it can only recommend further action. It can't lay charges, it can make adverse findings. But for the whole time, Gladys Berejiklian goes along and tries to re-establish a business career. This thing is still hanging over her. Should it have been cleared up a lot earlier?
Oh, much earlier. I mean, this will be the first step. This will not resolve things. When they eventually produce their report, it's almost inevitable that there will be some adverse finding against Ms Berejiklian, but it's also very likely that that finding will be challenged on the grounds that you pointed to, that there could be an argument that this entire exercise of public hearings has been infected by a conflict of interest.
Well, this is, to me, an extraordinary revelation, because they have actually confirmed today that ICAC, Independent Commission Against Corruption staff, have been working and helping to write this report with the Justice. But the Justice was brought in because they realised there was a perception of bias between ICAC and the government. Surely that doesn't just stop at the commissioners. Surely that could have flowed through the other lawyers working in the organisation.
Exactly, but that's the tip of the iceberg. The more substantive issue, I think, is who approved the public hearing. And the way the ICAC Act works, it's inevitable that the Chief Commissioner, the old Chief Commissioner, Peter Hall, had to sign off on it. There's already been one inquiry into this, and it found that the three commissioners unanimously decided that there should be a public hearing. This is the same inquiry where, through an abundance of caution, they decided to back away from.
Well, this is the point, as you're saying. So they're saying by their own admission, by their own statements, by their own assessment, it was inappropriate for them to actually conduct the inquiry. But it's the announcing of the inquiry, the decision to have the inquiry, which was the crucial point that ended Gladys Berejiklian's career.
That's the trigger. And it also needs to be kept in mind that Ruth McColl rejected an application to have this dealt with entirely in private session. So I think this will just be the first thing.
Oh dear, yeah, it is very, very messy, and we want to watch this stuff carefully, because we're going to end up with a federal ICAC soon, and Lord knows how that will turn out. Thanks so much for joining us again, Chris.
Quite okay.
You can read Chris's contributions on these issues in The Australian as well.